We're back.
Yeah. So I'll just briefly go over what I said. I was basically saying when players go to these kind of games which merge PvP and PvE in such a way that we don't want people to think of Shards Online as a PvP game or a PvE game. So I think we honestly believe that when it comes to Steam, people will see that you can do both playstyles in the same realm. But to answer the question in regards to we won't be offering any we can't offer any assurances on community-run servers. But I guess we just ask you to trust us. That if you're a player versus monster player, you can exist perfectly happily on the main realm.
I can say one thing. We do maintain the character backup files on our servers, and so in a situation where you have this community server, has a few hundred people that actively play there, and the admin, for one reason or another, either he lost his copy of the backup files, or he can no longer afford to host the community, or whatever, he graduated college, whatever, he can offer the server up to somebody else in the community. So he could post on his server forums or whatever saying, hey, I can't host it anymore, can somebody else pick up the mantle? And then we can basically, with his approval, give those backup files over to the new admin. And so I would think that if you have an active community with mods that really care, if for some reason the guy running the servers can't, somebody else will. How's that? What happened? Oh. Somebody opened a portal to the bind part. I'm like, what the heck? There's people stuck in the mirror room, Myfin.
Well, it looks like Photon's just gonna have to fight himself.
Where is everybody? Did a lot of people go back to the top?
I think people are doing bank runs and coming back.
Pretty smart. I'm gonna turn all names on while we're waiting for the thing to get started here.
Yeah. So where are we up to? Oh yeah, someone said about a friend system. They said they met someone in game and they wanted to add them as a friend. We don't currently have a friend system, although in the kind of something you can do in alpha is right now to create a guild is incredibly easy. You just have to go to your character screen, and you can just found a guild then and there. We don't have guild stones or a cost associated to starting a guild. We might do at some point, but so if you, it's very easy to do that. So if you need that just as something to stay in touch with your friends, it's very easy to form guilds right now.
For sure. Next question.
Oh, someone just pulled death.
Uh-oh, that's not good. I don't think they're ready yet. Where is he?
I don't know. He just said his thing. Oh, it's okay. He's chilling.
Next question. Is this game out? Wait, first, before that was ETA on Steam. So we are shooting for spring this year. So I know it's kind of a big window, but that's where we're at. Next is this game out? Is it an MMO like RuneScape? So it is an early access game. The way you get access to the game is by pledging your support to the project. A $40 pledge is the entry level, and that gets you access to the game, and also a Steam key when we launch on Steam. I need to turn my sound back down. Hang on, guys. There we go. Yeah, so early access product, your pledge gets not only access to the game, but a key at Steam. Servers are up 24/7, so the game is out in the sense that you can always play it whenever you want. We answered the custom house building. Oh, the RuneScape-like question. I think we got that in the Massively stream too, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, John.
Go ahead. You did so good answering it last time.
Well, how did I answer it last time? Oh, yeah. I guess I compared it to UO and RuneScape. How if you see screenshots of Ultima Online and RuneScape, you think, oh, hey, these games kind of look the same. Whereas if you actually ask RuneScape players or Ultima Online players if their games were alike, they're completely different games. Like to me, I spent a huge amount of time in UO and some time in RuneScape. I think Cade played RuneScape the most out of any of us. I mean, they're totally different games, but at the same time, they share enough similarities that, you know, if you like RuneScape, you probably like Ultima Online, or if you like Ultima Online, it works both ways. So, yeah, if you're a fan of RuneScape or you're a fan of Ultima Online, I think you'd certainly find something in Shards, but they're very different.
Good answer. Thank you, Sinister Shadows, for the sub. I'll thank you on behalf of MMORPG.com.
Apologies, Be Cool. I thought I sent you a message and it's not there, so I shall send you another one.
Where are we? Is it an MMO like RuneScape or an MMO like Path of Exiles? I don't know if I'd call Path of Exiles an MMO. So it's much more of an MMO like RuneScape than it is an MMO like Path of Exiles. It's a persistent world MMO. It is not a instance-based, lobby-based game. There's no lobby. Well, maybe you call Limbo lobby, but... Is this on Steam? It will be on Steam in spring. I think he probably had asked that question long ago enough that I had already said that. But
I'll just check Discord real quick to see if anybody's not here who wants to be.
Okay. Fox just said I bought into the alpha, downloading now. Heck yeah! Welcome aboard.
We should have like a button we can play.
Yeah, I need a soundboard, you know. I want to let you know, Fox, that we have a very active Discord channel. The link or the invite is on our homepage if you hit the community button. Welcome to the game. Actually, we have an NDA safe channel. It doesn't really matter this weekend. You can talk in core community, but when you want to be in a channel that you can openly talk about the game after the weekend, PM one of the people in the team group, and we'll get you access to the we call it our playtester channel. It's basically protected under the NDA because everybody in there is under the NDA. Our player-made shards runs off of your servers. I think, Jeffrey, you might have lightly answered that one. Is there a limit to how many players can have their own player-run shard? No, there's no limits. No limits that I'm aware of. And actually, you could, if you wanted to, have multiple servers under one, what we call cluster. So all the characters will be shared between them. It's up to you how many of the regions of the game you want to host. We haven't found a limit for that yet. They're fighting death, by the way.
They are indeed. It might be a fun time to turn health bars on to watch them go down.
I'll at least click on death. I mean, people are dying. You can definitely see that.
2 down, 3 down.
Mm-hmm. Now that people are spread out a little bit more, I think the overhead names are okay. I'll leave them on. Where'd death go? Oh, he went teleported up. He's taking a break. I think the players are okay with the break.
Yeah, they needed that one.
Here's a good question. Are players allowed to do microtransactions on their own server? We are a small team with a small budget, and so we don't have big expensive lawyers to answer that question correctly. So we just don't have an official answer on it, which means, you know, if you go and do microtransactions on your server, we won't officially support it, but we're also not going to forbid it. Basically, we can't officially allow it because if there's some sort of issue with your transactions, we don't want to be responsible for it. So we don't officially support microtransactions, but we don't police player-run servers to stop them. Good answer?
Yeah. How many character wipes are we going to have before launch?
There's
10.
only one left. One at Steam.
But you said character wipes, so we're leaving that open for the time being. Like Supreme said earlier, we're not aiming. Our objective is to not wipe anybody's characters. But as with any testing environment, I mean, you know, you find bugs all along the way, and different things can happen as we develop. So We're trying not to have one, but we just like players to know who are playing now. But we can't guarantee that.
Yeah, I don't know any early access pre-alpha game that 100% guarantees that there'll never be a wipe.
Yeah, well, to my knowledge, I mean, I used to beta test a lot of games. I don't really know many games who actually went through to early access without wiping. So, I mean, it would be a cool thing to do if we can make it work.
For sure. And I think we had talked about how skills are not the end of the game, right? It's not all about just getting your skills maxed. And so if we turn out that we wipe items, but we leave everybody's skills, I think that's a fair compromise. And we're, like we said, we're leaning that way, but we haven't committed one way or another, just because we need to leave that card in our pocket if the situation arises that we need it.
Yeah.
But it would be an extreme situation, or it would be a certain situation where, you know, we will fully explain ourselves to you guys and give you the reasons. We're not just going to go, yeah, we wiped just because we woke up and said it was a good idea.
It's like we wake up tomorrow morning and everyone's like Grandmaster everything.
Oh, well, it was actually pretty funny because I put up the server, the test server one time, and there was a bug in it that caused everybody's skills to be 0. Like, did you guys just ninja the skill wipe? Like, no, that was an accident. Of course it wasn't permanent, I just reverted the backup file. And that wasn't our official server, that was just a test server for testing.
With the custom assets of future phases, will there be a way to provide voice acting to NPC text?
For sure, yeah. Custom sounds would definitely be one of the categories of custom assets you'd be able to do. So, I'll quickly explain the way it's going to work. When we first release it, you'll probably have to just give the people who are going to play in your server a little zip file, and then they'll just have that, and they'll have the supported assets to connect. But the ultimate goal is to have it like a Quake server, or you know, Team Fortress, where if there are custom files that you need to be on that server, when you're connecting to the server, it'll download them for you. So that's the plan. Don't want you to ever have to leave the game. Will weather negatively affect players? Hunger is an aspect, but does it negatively impact the player? We don't have dynamic weather yet. It's one of those like backlog items that we want to do. I'll quickly mention this. The next 3 features that are coming in our next major release is a larger home world map. So Celador, which is our home world, is going to get much bigger. I don't mean a little bigger. I mean much bigger. It's going to take a long time to get from one end to the other. Then we're also doing mounts, because a larger map will need a fast travel method. And there may be some sort of mage teleportation system as well. And then the last one is ranged weapons. So we have magery, which is ranged, but I'm talking about bows and potentially crossbows. So the 3 things there, you got larger map, mounts, and archery. Those are the 3 things coming for Steam. Might have missed this, private servers, but also official servers as well. Yes. It's very important to understand that this is not a platform for making MMOs. This is an MMO that is moddable. Like, it would be like saying, is Skyrim only mods, or is there an official version of Skyrim? Right? Like, there's the game, Shards Online, and then there are the mods or private servers. So yes, this is very much an official game, an official MMO, and then it also allows private servers with mods. And I'm glad you asked that question, because it's important that we make that distinction, because it's easy to get it mixed up. Okay. How many characters can you have in alpha? I think it's 3, or is it 4? Jeffrey, 4?
I don't know.
I think it's 4.
I think it's 4 as well, yeah.
Will there be a button to delete characters in alpha? There is a command. It's a I'll do it right now. /delete car.
Don't do it if you've got a house, because you won't have a house very much longer.
Yeah. So you have to enter and delete all caps and hit enter, and it'll delete you. With the custom assets of future phases, alright, you got that one. What assets will Shard require? Can you run in a VM? Yes, we did have our servers running up in the cloud at one time. We found that dedicated servers are much better for performance. So we're running on dedicated servers right now. But you can even fire up a server on your home computer, just like a Minecraft server. You don't have to have it up in the cloud. I mean, I expect that when this game is on Steam and it's doing very well, that there will be server hosting companies that allow you just rent a Shards Online server, just like, you know, you rent a Team Fortress server or whatever, or a Minecraft server. So that probably would be the direction it'll go in the future. Minimum specs, we don't quite have that worked out because it's a hard question to answer, because if you don't run the main Celador map and you run some of the smaller maps, you can run it on a toaster. Server blow up?
Looks like it.
That's unfortunate timing. I'll check the server logs. Indeed, it did blow up.
Time for more keys.
More keys. Just in case you needed a reminder that our game is still in early access. I'm pretty proud of the stability of the game, though, so crash here and there kind of comes with the territory.
Alright guys, giving away another key, so type giveaway if you would like to be entered. You don't have to do it twice if you've done it already. Franz Jaeger. You don't have to capitalize it, because I don't think that worked. Okay, here we go.
Okay, server's back on the list. So there is a known bug, guys, if you're just getting into the game, that if the server is full, it completely disappears from the server list. So it's supposed to just say full, but it just completely disappears. So sorry about that, but just hang out and watch the server list page, and it'll eventually pop up when there's a spot. We were going to do login queues. I mean, if our servers stay full, I'll make sure to prioritize a login queue task. So, uh-oh, somebody just spawned death. Not everybody's back yet. Okay, let's go back to taking questions. Actually, Jeffrey, you want to lead the stream for a second? I got to the bathroom.
Sure thing.
Be right back.
Grats, Brumbuzz. Brumbuzz, yeah. Sent your key to a private message. Someone said it might go in the other inbox or the other folder, but you should get it coming your way. We're using Unity. Yeah, the client's using Unity. The server's run on a custom server built by Supreme himself. He'd have to give you clarification on the server packages. Let me just get myself logged in again. So I think we're up to date on questions. Let's have a look. don't know if we answered the question on taming pets. How many taming pets can we have? I saw someone with 10 rabbits today, but I think that might I think that might have been a bug. I don't know if anyone who actually plays a tamer can correct me. I think it's something like 3, 4, or 5 pets. Currently they're summonable, but we are working towards having a stable system similar to UO in the sense that you have a physical location for pets. Yeah, I know, right? 10 rabbits. How many players in one server? That's very variable. You could very easily create like a Neverwinter Nights style server, and have 32 players, 64 players, 128 players, and that's within a single region. But because we're working in clusters, I mean, especially when we go up to the extended map, the larger map, you could think of it largely in terms of how you could expect an MMO to function with those kind of player numbers.
Yep, I would say that all MMOs that were at this stage of development had actual limits on the player counts per region. They just didn't talk about it because they were in development still, right? Because we're crowdfunded and we're a little more open about our development, you guys see that stuff. But the goal is to never see a region limit, right? Like when this game is on Steam, you don't even want to know that there's limits. You want to just play, right? It's an MMO. It's persistent world. And so, and also the region limits are very real for player-run servers because they may be limited on what kind of hardware they have, right? So we, as a team, have access to a lot of hardware, and so the goal is to never, ever see a region limit or server player count limit. But you have to think about it this way too. You think about games like Arcade. It had tons of huge login queues. That's a full server. That server had player limits. Probably one of their regions was full, and that's what they put you on that queue. And so, yeah.
When you go to your inbox on Twitch, you have a folder called Other. Are you sure it's not in there, Brumbos? And yeah, it's in your Twitch messages. It's not in your whispers.
Somebody asked, would I have to worry about what server my friend is on? And so we plan to only have one server for the default official rules. We may eventually hit a limit with how many people we can support on our main default server, so we may be doing something like World of Warcraft where you have multiple servers, but we have an advantage that with our cluster system we can create parallel universes, copies of the same map. And so, when we're on Steam, we may have more than one version of the main game world map running on the same server, and you'll be able to travel between them with the gate zones. So.
Black Knight, I'm getting an error sending you a message. Black Knight, Black Ghost X. I'm getting an error when I send you a message because you don't follow me, so I'll see if I can whisper it to you.
It's funny, the last time we did a death raid we had a lot more experienced players. It went a lot better. Death is supposed to be hard, and if they don't successfully kill Death here, I call that a success for the design team.
How's he doing? Is he still going strong? Oh wow, it respawned because of it, yeah.
Yeah, the server reset his health. So,
oh man.
That's one of his special abilities, to just reset the server. Is it level-based or gear-based? It is neither. Try and wrap your mind around that one.
It's, what's the word? It's you-based.
You do you, bro. Whoa, what did I just hit? That was weird. This is kind of a fun thing to do. I use my fly camera and just fly over the dungeon. It's empty. That's cool. That's awesome. We're out of questions.
Someone's asking in Discord, why is the whiteboard behind you empty? Shouldn't it be full of ideas?
It's not empty, actually. Can you just not read it from here?
There's a reflection.
The alpha schedule is at the top, and I wrote it in permanent marker so that we couldn't change the dates. But apparently there's a trick that you can get rid of permanent marker on a whiteboard by writing over it with a whiteboard marker and then erasing it. True fact.
Don't know what to make of this. One of our players is sending me naked pictures of his character.
Death fell through the world. Hold on a second. I'll get him.
Just wearing a wizard hat.
I'll get him. We need to put a script on him so he just makes sure he stays in the room.
Yeah. Why is it raining sideways?
That's actually the void sucking everything into it. So this is a rift right here between our world and Ko's homeworld, and it's sucking everything in. I love the effect it does on the throne right there. That's so freaking cool. This is me, by the way. Well, the official servers have hosted events, dev interaction, etc. The official servers do have hosted events, dev interaction. You're watching one right now. But yes, we will do them. We will continue to do them. We are very close with our community. We have the advantage of doing that because our community is small. As it grows, it'll be tougher and tougher for us to stay as close to the community as we are, but we will do our best. Some of the core community people know us pretty well. It's a good thing and sometimes a bad thing. I need a sandwich. Well, I just ate a tuna salad sandwich in between my last stream and this one. And I have a cupcake staring me down. I'll eat after the stream. So, I don't know if there's any old-timers in our chat, but when Death talks, it totally reminds me of the game Sinistar. It was a coin-op arcade game, and there was this, like, I don't even know what he was, and he just flew around the map saying, like, freaky things. Anybody in chat know who that is? Sinistar. Run, human! Or no, it doesn't run, human. He would go, yeah, there you go. I hunger. Oh yeah, he would go, beware, I live. Where'd he go?
He gone.
Ah. Yeah, we're gonna fix that this week. That's gonna be on our high priority bug list for the week. Cause they can't need us here in order to do this raid. The only game I was scared of at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, and I feel a little bit less old now. Thank you guys for getting the reference. That Reaper looks pretty nice. I will forward that along to the designer who made him. She will love the feedback. Get zoomed in on him if I can. He moves around so fast. Stop moving, Death! I'm trying to take a screenshot. Hey, listen to me. Oh, there he goes. I will destroy you. What's awesome is the sound designer who made the voice for Death. It's his voice, just like crazy modulated. He sounds nothing like that in real life, I promise you. How big is the world? Okay, so we have two open world game maps. You have Celador and Outlands. They're both relatively small in terms of MMO zones. And then we have the Catacombs dungeon. We have Pestilence, Contempt, and Deception dungeons. And we have the Founders world. And then we have the little Limbo area. That's the starting area. The main game world map, Celador, is going to get much, much bigger. So before we hit Steam, I don't know, I think the number's like 25 times the size of our current map. It's getting a huge upgrade. So, never fear. The world shall grow. You know, actually at this early stage, it's been nice having a smaller map because it keeps players together. If we had the map that we're building for Steam now, you'd never see another player. The crystals respawn, so they have to kill all the crystals in order to be able to damage him. He's invulnerable right now. Nobody's doing the crystals, that's bad. You guys need to get those crystals. I'm seeing less people here. I wonder if people are bailing on the raid. I'll actually, like I said, I think I'd be a little bit happy if they don't kill Death because there's a lot of newbies here. This is like an end game, like high-end, tough boss. So, I'll be okay with it if they don't kill him. Where do you see how much weight you can carry? Actually, I don't think we have that number anywhere in the game. I can tell you it. It's, as I look it up. It's 200 stones plus your strength. So if you have 80 strength, it'd be 280. Stones. Totally just threw out a UO reference there. It's not stones. I don't know what we call our units of weight. Nope, they blew up the crystals and they're damaging them again. Looks like some of the newbies left. They're gonna kill him, for sure. Is it normal that I did not increase a single point in manifestation? What's your skill level at? Oh, Death teleported out again. Hang on. Like I said, I'll make sure I get this fixed next week. 60? Oh, yeah, you should be gaining. I mean, are you seeing the XP bar move? Oh, let me explain something. You need to be using high-level spells. So your skill gain is based off of the difficulty of the spell you cast. Ah, yeah, so you're only using Fireball and Heal. You need to be using, let's take a look at the skills here. You need to be using, like, Lightning is a good one to use. Well, that's even only 20 manifestation. You need to go up into the higher ones. So, Wall of Fire, Frostbolt would be perfect for you. That's 60 skill. Yeah, Frostbolt would be the perfect one for you to use.
How are we doing?
Energy Bolt will probably give you some decent gains too. Doing good, doing good. They're slowly knocking him down, and he just took off again. This didn't happen that much last time we raided him. I don't know what happened.
You know you've been playing Shards too much when I just tried to close the skill window on your stream.
Tell me more about the Founders Only map, the Prison Lounge. Okay. One of the bonuses is you can travel. You can use it to travel between Azure Sky, which is the North American Celador, and the European Celador. Other than using that, you can use a Gatestone item to do it. But the Founders Only Shard invitation is actually like a sneaky way to go back and forth. That's a really cool bonus that we have right now with it. The other things in there is some vanity items. There's some cool potions, like one that catches your head on fire and stuff. There's custom like sci-fi outfits. Very Tron-like looking gear. It's actually not armor, it's just clothing. So it's really just for role-playing. And then there's two quests. There's one for the $75 and up pledge level. That quest gets you the second Tron-like set of clothing, and then there's a 100+ pledge level quest that gives you the third gear, the third set of Tron-like gear. And also there's some Founders Only crafting stuff. Like you can make some of the furniture that you can find in the Founders area if you have those pledge levels. Technically that's not working right now, but we're going to fix it. There is no spell book, but you still need to learn the spells. So I'm a god, so I have all the spells. But it would normally say like you have not yet learned the spell, and you have to go find a spell scroll and memorize it. The low-level spells are available for sale in town. When you start to get to the higher ones, those are drops. The same goes for Necromancy. They're all drops. You can't buy their spells anywhere. Death sounds like an Archon. I totally just drank an ant. I love my office, but there's like sugar ants that like heat seek my Mountain Dew. It drives me nuts. This is not the first time I've put an ant in my mouth because of this damn thing. Oh my god, there's like 3 of them on there. Okay, I'm done drinking that drink. I'll be promptly switching to whiskey after this stream. So, don't blow up the server because I'm going to be too drunk to put it back on. Kidding.
How about another key?
Yeah, let's do some keys. How many have you given out so far?
Quite a few. I think I've given out 8.
Do 2 more, so we'll do a total of 10.
Okay.
Some of you guys might not have been here at the beginning. If you get a 7-day trial key, there's a bunch of ways to get them. You can get them from our live streams. We give out keys at every stream we do. You can get a trial key from signing up on the newsletter. You can get a trial key. Well, it's not guaranteed. Signing up on the newsletter, we randomly draw from it to give out keys. So you're not guaranteed. I need to try that, Rohano. You're not guaranteed to get a key by signing up, but you get a chance. We do give them out from our newsletter. And then I'll give you that link in chat. And then we do giveaways with like some of the MMO sites, like MMORPG.com and Massively OP. We did a giveaway with PC Gamer, which was awesome. A lot of new people learned about our game from PC Gamer, so that's awesome. What was I about to say before I took that question? Oh, we're talking about... Oh, yes. Okay. Your trial account can be upgraded to a full paid account, and you do not lose your characters. So that's a question we get a lot, like, hey, I had a trial key. If I pledge, do I get to keep my character? The answer is yes. It's a 7-day trial. Yep. We will be at PAX East this year. And we'll be giving out tons of keys at PAX East, so if you guys are going to be there. But hopefully you bought the game by then, right? That's 2 months away. So don't wait to PAX to get a key, just pledge. Have you approached some of the big streamers to test out the game? We have had some of the bigger streamers stream before. Oh, they got him! Congratulations, guys. They did it. It wasn't easy. Took 2 hours. Okay, let's the streamer question. Yeah, so streamers are a little burnt out on early access games. They have very tight followings, and their followings want to see them streamed like the same game over and over and over again. Like because when a streamer, like let's say Carnage, or one of the big MMO streamers, he streams our game. Well, we only allow streaming during these big event windows, and so he would only really ever play a newbie. And people watching streams don't want to see somebody running around fighting rats. So it's fine though. I really expect, when we do lift the NDA at Steam, there will be lots and lots and lots of people streaming. So.
Okay, here comes a key.
Those spell effects are not normal when you kill Death. Myphon triggered it. Alright, I can portal guys. Wow, everybody took off pretty quick, huh? Let's say I'll give you guys a port if you need one. Oh, they're all up here talking to the stranger. This is the actual god that created... Actually, the catacombs were created to pray to the strangers. But, 1 second, guys. How often do you plan to roll out new content? So when we launch on Steam, we'll begin working on our first expansion immediately. I would like to get us on a schedule where there's a new map or a new homeworld region type thing coming out every 3 months. The stream is wrapping up, Black Boa. We're doing another event tomorrow at 2 o'clock. That's a Beat the Devs event. So you could grab us there. Sorry if you missed it. I think you may be able to go back and watch the stream on MMORPG.com's page on their Twitch channel. Hopefully. But yeah, we are wrapping up. It was a 2-hour event. So, and actually it's perfect because we just finished killing them. So the content question, yeah, we'd like to get it, a new world rolling out every 3 to 4 months. So that's the timeline we're shooting for. Not just asking if Death drops a robe.
If Death drops a robe, I don't believe.
So this is the 3rd time I've killed Death, and I haven't gotten a robe.
They're looking for the black, smoky one, right?
Oh. I'll just tell him it might have been removed from the loot table. The stranger buys stuff.
Alright guys, well, last key going out now. So, here it comes. Get ready.
Thanks again for everybody who joined the stream. Like I said, we're doing another event tomorrow at 2 o'clock. That's going to be our last public streaming event for the Alpha Weekend. So that'll be at 2 o'clock. We don't really have a plan other than we're just going to show up and answer questions. We may go somewhere. Maybe we'll raid Cultist Ruins or something. Or maybe we do the Dragon. You know what we could do, Jeffrey, is try to do a boss loop. Do all of the world bosses. Spider Queen, Demon, Ogre, Dragon. I don't know how long that would take.
Let's find them all.
MMORPG.com has an actual office. I have no idea. If they do, I've never been there. So I'd like to thank MMORPG.com for allowing us to take over their Twitch. They've been great to us. We absolutely love them. We wouldn't be where we are without them. They've really helped us get a lot of exposure for this game and this project. So thank you guys at MMORPG. We love you all. There's another stream, right? Isn't Ripper streaming? Ripper X? I don't know if we made it on the calendar, but I think he is streaming. So,
yeah, I think you said that was happening. We just didn't have a time locked down for it yet.
All right, I'll find out what time he's streaming, and we'll make sure we get that on the calendar for some people that wanted to. Okay. Oh, he streamed already. Bummer. Yeah, he streamed, and I was already doing a stream, so he streamed at 4.
Oh, okay.
So I guess he was streaming the same time as us. Oh well.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm sure that was fine. Anything else? Any chance you guys will release the game lore as a book? Oh my god, Draconi would freaking love that. I'm going to tell him you said that, Hunt, and he's going to probably start writing the book tonight. What would it be called? A Game of Aria.
Alright guys, that's the last key, so let me know if you didn't get your messages, even though I think you've got them all.
Yeah, this is the Shards studio we're in, right here. This Shards. Citadel Studios. We're based outside of Washington, D.C., if you're curious. Okay, well, I'm going to commence to drinking some whiskey. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I had a blast. How do you return to the normal map? What is the normal map?
There's a, you go through the red portal.
Oh, he's still here.
Death's room.
Okay, yeah.
And then in Catacombs, there is a portal guy.
The portal guy. He's called the Gatekeeper, I think. He's over here. Gate Maker. Carthal the Gate Maker. You have to be nice to him. If any of you guys are like lore nuts, we have one of our programmers. We were gifted with a programmer who loves to write dialogue. And so there's lots of really fun dialogues that you can read. I'm sure 90% of the players never read them, but you know, there are those people out there that like to read that stuff. Like if you go up here and talk to the priest, he has some pretty cool dialogue. What's up? Oh, I completed a quest. Sweet. Even gods can complete quests. Will progress be wiped in this alpha? We are doing a wipe before Steam. That will be the final wipe of the game, and that is sometime in spring. And we may allow players to keep their skills. We're leaning towards it. If no unforeseen circumstances arise, we will allow people to keep their skills, and we'll just wipe items. Book of Portal Summoning. Does that take you straight to level 2? Oh. It takes you to the top.
To the top.
Oh, I know what it does. It's a bind stone. It's a bind portal item. There you go. It has a timer on it, but it basically takes you to your bind point. Or it opens a portal to your bind point. I think we added it for non-mages to have a way to teleport back to their houses. So if you kill death and complete the quest, you get one. I think the cooldown on the book is 30 minutes. Don't quote me on that one. Black Bow is saying that we should do a complete wipe because people coming in will feel... You know, I don't know if that's true, just because skills are really not the be-all, end-all of the game. And, you know, when people are coming in at Steam, you know, they had the opportunity to buy in earlier if they wanted to. It's not like they, you know, we're not giving them an advantage that the other people didn't have. They just chose not to buy the game when it was in early access. So
yeah, I mean, the conventional MMO, which wipes between beta and release, traditionally they were like closed betas, right? I mean, it wasn't that long ago that betas would happen and you wouldn't really know very much about them. So yeah, it's a huge advantage to let beta testers stay in through release, whereas, you know, right now, like you say, anybody can jump in.
Alright guys, I am wrapping up the stream. So thank you all for joining us. One last question, how many skills can you have? There's a skill cap of 800, 400 for primary combat, 200 for combat support, that's regen skills and rogue, and eventually ranger will be in there as well, and then trade.
Yeah, so it caps out at 800. You could have 800, well, you've got no limits basically outside of combat, whereas when you start going into combat, you've got a 600 limit for combat skills, and like Supreme said, you have 400 and 200.
Yep. Someone's asking about the color of items. Yeah, there is a general rarity that goes along with the colors of the names. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're on the wiki, I think. We have an official wiki.
Yeah, it follows normal kind of modern MMO conventions. It's yeah.
Black Boeth says that he thinks Albion Online and our game. If you look at the features of Albion Online versus our game, they appear similar, but that's pretty much where it ends. Once you get in, they feel very, very different. So. Alright guys, thank you again for participating in the stream and watching, and we'll catch you guys later. 2 o'clock tomorrow Eastern if you want to go to the Meet the Devs event. If you have a friend you think might like the game, you can point them to that event, and we'll do our thing. So thanks again, and thank you MMORPG.com for letting us take over your channel. Bye-bye everybody!